Hello students, this is DV Patil. Today we are going to see some of the part related with the unit number 6, that is nothing but the manipulators and file handling. In this chapter we are going to see the basic operations which are performed on the file, as like how to read the content from the file, how to write the data to the file, how to append the data to the file, and so on. Also in this chapter we are going to see some of the basic manipulators which are used to manipulate or to modify your output so that it will look good. So let's start. First, we will see what is the difference between files and the streams, or what is meant by the files and the stream. So file is anything which is used to store the information. It is nothing but whatever we have seen lots of types of the files. For example, .txt file, .cpp file, .c file, .obj file, and so on. So anything which is used to store the information, that is called as a file. Then stream. A stream is an abstraction which represents a device on which input and output operations are performed. In short, a stream can be basically represented as a source or destination of characters of indefinite length. So stream is nothing but which is used as a source for defining the characters which are of indefinite length. In this chapter, we will see how to read the data from the file and how to write or how to add the content to the file. Remember that for handling the file, we have to include one header file which is nothing but the fstream.h. This file should be included at the start of your program. In earlier programs we have included the files iostream.h, conio.h, and whatever files we have required. But while doing while doing the programs related with the file, we have to include the fstream.h. In short, if you will not include this fstream.h file, whatever objects for the file we are going to create, that will not get supported by the file. So remember that we have to include fstream.h file before doing any program related with the file. So fstream defines there are three different data types which are required for handling the file, and these three data types are nothing but the OFStream, IFStream, and FStream. So OF stream is the first data type, which is nothing but this data type represents the output file stream, and it is used to create a file and to write information to file. You must have remembered that to print anything on the output stream, in earlier programs we have used a cout. So cout is used to print the data on your output screen. Similarly, in case of the file, if you want to write some information to the files, then we have to use an object of OFStream. So OFStream is used to create a file and to write the data or information to the file. Remember, OFStream will work same as a cout. The second data type is IFStream. So this data type represents the input file stream, and it is used to read information from the file. As like cout in earlier programs, we have used a cin to get an input from the user. Similarly, if you want to take input in case of the files, then we have to use an object of ifstream. So ifstream will work same as a in case of the file. So OFStream will work same as a cout, and IFStream will work same as a cin. So remember, the third data type is fstream. So as I mentioned earlier, fstream represents the file stream generally, and it has the capabilities of both OFStream and IFStream, which means it can create the file, write information to the file, and read information from the file. In short, fstream is an header file which includes all the objects or all related data related with the OFStream and IFStream. So fstream.h is an header file, or fstream is a data type which is used to support OFStream and IFStream objects which are required for writing and reading the data into the file. Next, we will see some of the basic operations which are to be performed on the file. So this we can also called as handling of the files. Okay, so first operation is opening a file. Okay, so a file must be opened before you can read from it or write to it. So remember, whatever operation you want to do on the file, that is nothing but, suppose you want to write some data into the file, or you want to read the data from the file. So whatever operations you want to perform on the file, before performing any operation we have to open the file first. So to open the file, either we can use either the object of OF stream or IF stream. So as I earlierly mentioned, that object of OF stream is used to open the file and to write the data to the file, and object of IF stream will be used to open a file and to read the data from the file. So before doing any operation we have to open a file, and the syntax for the same is void open, and in bracket we have to mention the name of the file. So whatever name we will get mentioned to the file of the file, so same file will get opened and all the operations on the file will get generated. So this is the first basic operation which is performed on the file. So remember, whatever operation you want to perform on the file, before doing that operation we have to first open the file, and the syntax is void open and the file name. Then some of the modes of the file. Okay, these modes are nothing but some operations which we can perform on the file. So first is iOS app. iOS app is nothing but the append mode. So if you are having some data and you want to add some data after that earlier data, then append mode is used. So all output to the file to be appended at the end with the help of the app mode. The second mode is ATE. So it is nothing but open a file for output and move the read or write control at the end of the file. The third mode is in, which is used to open a file for reading purpose only. The next mode is OUT, which is used to open a file for writing purpose only. And the last mode is trunk mode, which is used if the file already exists, its contents will be truncated before opening the file. So these all are the some of the basic modes which are used while performing the operations on the file. At the time of example we will use it and you will get understood what is the meaning of all these modes. The second operation which is performed on the file is closing of the file. So when a C++ program terminates, it automatically flushes all the statements, releases all the allocated memory and close all the opened files. It is nothing but whenever we terminate the C++ program, compiler itself removes all the memory which is allocated to the particular program. It closes all the opened files, it flushes all the streams. So all the work is done by the compiler itself. But as a good programmer, it is always better that we should close the file after using it, so that whatever memory is get allocated to that file, it will get removed. So as a good programmer, we have to close the file after using it, and the syntax for that is void close and the file. So it will close the whatever files we have opened, so that file will get closed. The third operation performed on the file is writing to the file, that is nothing but writing data to the file. So while doing C++ programming, you write information to a file from your program using stream insertion operator, just as you use that operator to output information to the screen. The only difference is that you use an OF stream or F stream object instead of cout object. That is nothing but in earlier programs to print the data on the output screen, we have used a cout object. So instead of cout, in case of the file, we have to just include, or we have to just use the object of OF stream or EF stream. That is the only difference, and with the help of that object we are able to write the content to the file. So remember, instead of cout only we have to use the object of OF stream or F stream. The third The next operation which is performed on the file is reading the data from the file. So you read the information from the file into your program using stream extraction operator, just as you use operator to input information from the keyword. The only difference is that you have to use an ifstream or upstream object instead of cin object. So it is nothing but in earlier programs we have used cin object to get an input from the user. So in case of the file program, instead of cin, we have to use an object of ifstream or fstream. That is the only difference. So instead of cin, we have to use an object of ifstream. So these all are the sum of the operations which we are going to perform on the file. That is nothing but open a file, then close file, write the data to the file, and read the data from the file. So these all are the operations. Now let's see one example, that how to read and write a data to the file. So in next video we will see it.